if you have invited someone and you don't see them on yet, please just shoot them a message, tell them we're getting started. So we're excited to present to you an amazing wearable technology. You'll see the lady's got the patch on her arm there. So if you haven't been patched, you want to be patched. But I'm not going to steal Anna's thunder. Anna is going to be presenting this evening for us. She's out of Mallorca, Spain, and we're excited to have her on. She's a director in the business and fast tracking to senior director, a great leader, leading an amazing team of managers and directors, and they just ranking up. And the wonderful thing about Anna is she loves people. She has a passion to help everyone. And so we're going to learn a lot from her. Please take notes. I know there are a number of you on here that are new, that haven't been on this meeting before. We try and get done in under an hour, but this evening we may just go a little longer because we're going to do a little bit of training. So those of you who can stay on, you're welcome to. If you can't, that's great. Greg and I will present the opportunity. Some of you are on here just for the product. You want to know about the product. Some are on here for the product and the opportunity, and that's great. If you're not on for the opportunity, you can jump off. But sit back, take notes, and let's get started. So over to you, Anna.
Thank you so much, Mena and Greg. Lovely to be here and do this meeting and host this meeting with you. I really love presenting. I'm very passionate about the X39 and also about our team and the whole business. And I'm happy to share with you tonight. So I thought I'd go ahead and share my screen, and I'm hoping my Spanish internet is going to work fine this evening. Let's see where we are. Here we are. So same slide as Mena was showing. This lady has a patch, as you see, on her arm, a small little patch. And so I'm Anna, and I live on the island of Mallorca, and I have been using this little patch for over a year now with very beneficial results. I was what they call a one-patch wonder. When I put it on the same day, I could feel the effects of it. So I'm going to tell you and share a bit later about that, but I was blown away and really quickly found, that I need to keep sharing this with people, because if you look at it, you see it's a very small, little, round, insignificant kind of looking little patch. And how can you can't hardly believe that it does what it does. So I'm going to share what it does, how it does it, and what happens, everything about it. And then Greg and Mena are going to share more about the business and how it works, how we keep sharing this product. So you can also do it too if you want this opportunity. Okay, so let's get going. Well, when I started looking at this patch and this technology, I thought it was astonishing. You need to find out who is behind it. And this is the guy. It's a man called David Schmidt, and he is the CEO. He's also the inventor of the products that we have in our company, LifeWave, and the little patch X39. So he's, very into science and all the research that has to do with regenerative health, really looking at how we can rejuvenate and how we can live in the best way without pain, without the issues we are so used to having as we get older and older. So a while back, well, first of all, he worked for the American government before he started with the company LifeWave in 2004. And there his specialty was to see how he could help the people that, the submariners that were on submarines that needed to stay awake for a long time. Then they had quite unhealthy habits before. So he was looking into how he could make them stay awake in a healthy manner. And that was, well, the first patch. He was starting then to invent the energy enhancer that we have in the company. But then, moving forward in 2004, he started LifeWave and really focused on health and well-being in his own company, LifeWave. And this is what we're talking about today, the company LifeWave, and specifically the X39 patch. So in 2008, a bit later then, he started looking into how, you could, with the help of stem cells, actually take care of our bodies in the best way. And he started his research. It took about 10 years before we had the little patch X39 that I have here on my back. I'm going to take it off so you can see a live one. Here we are. Oops. It's so small, really, it sticks on your body. But here it is. I'm going to put it there so you can see it during the presentation. So he focused on then stem cell research and wanted to create something for us to really, really stay healthy the best way we could. It took 10 years before we had it on the market. So in 2019, there was a patent, as you see here, that then was accompanied with this patch. So it's a very unique little patch. Nowhere in the world can you find anybody else that has a patch like this and does what it does. And all of this you can read in the patent, but it's a big document and you get a big legal document. So we can't go through it here, but we have a little text that I can read for you, so you know what it's supposed to do and that it does. So this has actually been proven that it elevates copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvement in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. So that's a big lot of things. And I have experienced everything of that, I would say. And you're going to find out about that next. But this is very, when you have a patent, then you know that what the little product that we have, the little technology that we have, is something that we can be sure of is going to do what it says in the patent. So that was very comforting for me to find out that it was protected. And this is, it's a patent that's going to last for another, but more or less, it's 16 years to go. So a 20-year patent. So we have a long way to go. You can't find this in any stores or anywhere. If you go out to look on the internet, only from the LifeWave page is where you get this patch. So that's good to know and very important to know. But then why would you want to have a little stem cell patch? Well, I gave you a hint just now, but what you probably didn't know, and I didn't know, what you don't know is that when you go older, you grow older as, life goes on, because we are born with lots of stem cells. But then what happens is they gradually go dormant, which means that they're still in the body, but they don't do anything good for you. And this means that by the age of 30, and this is a while, this is 20 years ago for me, but by the age of 30, only half of your stem cells are active. And that was a very crucial age for me when I started feeling age, knocking on the door, and things were happening with my body and I didn't recover as fast. By the age of 60, only a few % of your stem cells are active. And if you compare it, if you compare a young boy, breaks his leg, maybe he's 12, he will probably recover quite quickly and he will mend quickly. When you have somebody 70, maybe older, and they break their leg, it's going to take a long time if they even heal properly. So that you can compare with and understand that's the stem cells that actually are going to work when you're young, and they just don't do very much for you when you are older. So you would like to want to have, a lot of stem cells active in your body, right? But what can you do? Regularly, they just go dormant. That's life. Well, now that we have this little patch and we put it on, there's something that happens, and it's called phototherapy. And I would compare it, if you know how vitamin D is created, well, probably you don't know. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, or I'm not the inventor, but I know that when the sunlight hits our skin, in our bodies, vitamin D is created. So this method, or what do you call it, what happens is actually something called phototherapy. And exactly the same thing is what's in this little patch. And the same process is going to happen when you put this on. Phototherapy, it's called. So what's in it, you probably ask? Well, there are no stem cells. There's nothing, no medication or anything. It's just nanocrystals. And the nanocrystals, they reflect your own body's heat, because maybe you haven't thought about it. We know that we get warm when we work out and we're warm, but we don't know that this is also reflected out of our bodies as light, or sorry, emitted from our bodies as light, which means that when we put this little patch on, the nanocrystals reflect our own body's heat emitted as light back into our bodies. So that's the technology. And this is a very special frequency that goes back into our bodies, and it raises the levels of copper peptide called GHK-Cu in our body. And these go and wake the dormant stem cells up. So what's good to know, as I said, there's nothing in the patch, nothing enters your body, no medications, no sort of, no crystals or anything, because I've had the question. Somebody asked me, do the nano crystals enter your body? Absolutely not. It's completely sealed. So that's good to know. That's only light that goes back into your body, non-invasive completely. So remember that. So it's only light therapy. And what do you get the benefits? Well, I told you a little bit, I had instant effects, and quite quickly I could feel that I had increased strength in my body. I used to start, I started feeling a little bit wobbly, and I also felt that I got quite tired, when I was doing something, strenuous, and I could suddenly feel quite quickly when I had the patch for a few weeks. I could start feeling that my body was balanced like it hadn't been before in a very long time. But what I also found out quickly was that the inflammation, it just wanted to leave my body. It's like suddenly when I woke up, it took only like a couple of days, maybe 3 days, I started looking at myself in the mirror in the morning. And you know how you can feel a bit swollen when you wake up and you feel, a little bit out of sorts, and you have to wait for a while. You don't want to go to work straight away, or, go meet people, because you need that puffiness to just disappear. That was completely gone. So actually, when I was on my doggy walks with the dogs and my husband, I had to make him take the lead. I had to run in the bushes, because it was like my body just wanted to get rid of the inflammation quite quickly in the beginning, and I could see it in my face and feel it as well. So increased stamina was very, very easy to see also. When I started working out, doing things, it was like I could do more, go more. I could stay awake now for the whole day, like really energetic. You might feel my energy coming. And I sleep extremely well at night. And during the day, I have lots of energy. I could just pick myself up, if I need to do something. I'm more or less never tired in the day. And as I said, well, we might have found out I'm almost 50 now. Next year, I'm going to be 50. And for me to be and have this energy and be as awake as I am is very unique. So it's just been continuous for the year that's passed. And that goes, of course, hand in hand, energy and vitality. But mental clarity, I would say also, it's so easy for me to think. That goes also with a reduction of inflammation in your whole body. Easy for me to think, remember things. I'm clear. I know what I'm talking about. And I don't lose track like I used to do before. Another thing, I think I'd like to also mention my son when it comes to skeletal conditions. We actually did a scan to see my son's test from a scan to check his bones. And he has had lots of medication because of an autoimmune condition he had, which he, by the way, hasn't had a relapse from since he started with the X39. So that's wonderful news. But we could also see on the scans, compared with earlier scans, that, and they take measurements, they check the age, they have everything into consideration, take everything into consideration to see that, it's accurate. But they could see, on the scan that his bone density actually had improved. And that was after 3 months of use with the X39. So just to get those results, we hear it a lot, but to get those results, to see that it improved, the nurse was pretty shocked when she showed us the comparison from the year before. Improvement in sleep. I sleep quite well. I thought I slept quite well. And when I started with the X39, I realized my sleep, there's so much more quality. It's like it's intense. In the beginning, I would say, when I started with the patch, I was a little bit extra tired, and it was like my body needed to recover. Then after a while, it was very clear that nighttime, I'm tired, I sleep. Daytime, I'm awake and I go. So that's the big difference, that I'm just, so awake at daytime, and I'm completely knocked out during the night sleeping. And I love that. Improved skin appearance, the last part there, I would say, is one of the really lovely things that I have seen also. I used to have a little patch, and I had removed a few spots before at a dermatologist, and there was one thing that just kept coming and going. 3 days after I started with the X39, it just came off, and since then it hasn't come back. And I also, when it comes to skin, not only skin but hair, but when it comes to skin and the sunlight in Spain, Before, I used to be really careful with the sun because I have fair skin. Now I actually don't have to be as careful because it's like I don't burn the same as before. I'm still, of course, I'm a little bit cautious. I don't lie flat out in the sun on the beach all day, but I can really feel the difference, and I don't burn like I used to. So that's a big difference as well. And the hair keeps growing and growing, and just it's not falling off, it's just growing. And this, I think this is a little bit difficult to look at. The first time I saw this topography map, I didn't even know what a topography map was. So I'll try to explain for you. Well, this was the test that David Schmidt did with a 77-year-old woman, and they actually scanned and did this mapping of her brain to see her brain coherence. And brain coherence, you know, that's when you can think and you can remember what you were supposed to do when you come in. You know, you go into a room, you were going to get something, and then suddenly everybody's been through that. You come in and you're like, why did I go in here? You have to reverse and go back to where you were and then start, you know, thinking of what you were doing. So brain coherence is when the brain is working and it's sharp and you can think and you're clear, okay? So what they did was, this 77-year-old woman, they put a patch on her. So that's the first session. And then they do a scan and they see what, you know, see the different colors, it's all red. And they could see that she had very little brain coherence. And she has, you know, difficulty thinking and reasoning, and that's why it's very red. Session 2, 3 weeks later, you can see, and she's been patching then, 1 patch per day. So session 2, they did a check, and you can see how all that red is gone, all the inflammation. But what I did a little bit of research myself quite recently, and what I've seen is that you don't want it to be blue, because then that's nothing working at all. There's no activity. You want it to be like session 3, where it's a little bit colored like that in the middle, because then the brain is working as it's supposed to be. So it's very interesting to see then in 6 weeks, you get these results. And, you know, when they were surveying these tests, they said that to get this, the woman that's 77, she needs to really like completely change her diet, really live like a, you know, like a superwoman to get these results, and maybe she would get them in 2 years. So with the patch in 6 weeks, not changing her diet, not doing anything differently, just the patch, is extreme, you know, extreme results for this shorter time. So yeah, so we've seen lots of these different tests. For some it goes quite fast, like her, 6 weeks. For some it can take a little bit longer. But it's good to know that there is, you know, there are results that you can tend to expect after a certain time. So within the first few days, when you put the patch on consistently, 1 patch per day and then off at night, within the first few days, you actually get like a reboot in the body. And this was what I felt, that I was a little bit extra tired. I had to, you know, get rid of all the inflammation in my body and so on. So I could feel that things were adjusting in my body. And I was super happy about this, because it's like a healing reaction. You know that the patch is going to work and your body is actually then healing from within. So naturally, within 6 weeks, you can expect that your brain is going to become balanced. So to feel that sharpness, like you're on point, you know, you're feeling like yourself again. Within 3 months, collagen, not only your skin, but within your whole body, because collagen is in every cell, then you would feel the difference with collagen increasing. So that can be, you know, stiffness, to feel that leaving your body. If you have that, you know, joint pain and so on, you'd expect to feel difference within 3 months. And also, of course, see a difference in your skin. So I would say everybody that has the patch, usually you can see, because it's almost like we have a bit of a glow to us, I think all of us. So within 6 months, this is a big thing, within 6 months, when you patch regularly, 1 patch a day, the heart actually reverses in age. So it's not only the heart, but they've done the test to see that an average about 8 years, you go back in time. So it's not anti-aging at all. It's actually age reversal when you keep using this patch. So very unique. This is David's own words. So we have lots and lots. I mean, how many thousands of testimonies there are out there. It's incredible. We've collected a lot of them on our site, which is thisisitinfo.com. So there's a lot of different testimonies. Have a look, but there's the website, I was going to say, Facebook groups. We have so much information online, and all of us have been, and received so many testimonies. So it's like a bank of testimonies that we all carry. But this is a good place to start. And I also thought, I'll share some of the personal experiences that I have, but also from our team. So I don't know if I think England might be on today, but she was actually just recently, and not so long ago, this spring, started patching, and exactly before she got the patches, received them when she'd ordered, she started using a cream for this, what's called actinic keratosis. So that's it's a kind of like precancerous, I think, skin issue that she had. So what she did was she'd started wearing the cream, and it was really painful. Like you can see, she expected there to be a few spots in her face like this. And then what she realized when she had the cream, because she thought, I'm just going to put the cream on because it has an expiry date, a medical cream. And she realized it was a lot under the skin, and it was super painful. She put the patch on because they arrived, I think maybe the day after or something. And then you see what happened. Within 4 days, it was supposed to take a few weeks for her face to heal, but this took 4 days. So rapid healing is one really big thing. And I would say also for me, that's been a super big thing with any kind of injury I've had. I sprained my ankle. I could actually walk the next day. I could go and get water. I could take the dogs for walks. And I didn't feel any pain. And that was actually the first thing I felt. Within my foot, I had an inflammation in my big toe joint that I accidentally, when I was 30 plus, I walked in bad shoes, and I thought, whatever, it hurts in my toe, big toe joint, it's going to disappear. I'm young, I'm going to live forever. And the next day, I think, well, my husband had to carry me. We were out partying that night. He had to carry me back home. And it just hurt my foot. It was so inflamed, my toe. And I thought, I just didn't do anything about it for a little while. Then I started going to the doctors and, physiotherapy and medication and new shoes with different soles. Nothing worked. I had pain for 14 years before I put the patch on. And I tried so much, and it just was there. And it affected my whole leg. So for me, within 3 hours, and I know I'm unique, but there are some unique cases that actually feel and experience something the first day. I was one of them. And for me to suddenly not feel my whole leg in pain, and my foot not with the throbbing pain you can have when you have inflammation, I could feel how my shoes fitted differently quite quickly. And I mean, for me, it's been revolutionary to not have chronic pain in my foot. And then there's just, as I said, so much more of my skin and how I feel in my body, so balanced. It's like I've got back my old self. And I wouldn't say it was, when I was 30, I would say it feels like I'm a teenager. Like I have so much energy. I can help people, move. I did it the other day. I could go out at night. I could have a drink. I keep going, but then I sleep at night. So when I wake up, I'm good. So for me, it's been so much. And I have a long list, but I'm not going to get into that right now. I think we're going to see if we have Stina here on, so she can tell her story as well, because she has had some great results, perimenopausal results with this patch, and also a lot of other things. So I'm going to let Stina talk instead. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to get to that one afterwards. And I'm going to stop sharing so we can see if we can spotlight Stina. I'm just going to find you, or maybe... There you are, Stina.
Here I am. Yeah.
There we go.
Hi. There we go. I hope you can hear me, because
yes. Maybe stand still.
Maybe stand still. I'm so close to my house now, but okay.
Okay.
I was hoping that I would be home by it was time for me, but I can stand still. You can hear me?
Yes, talk as close as possible. Thanks.
As close as possible. Okay. All right. So yeah, you would like me to share what happened when I started using the X39? Well, the first time you were the one that patched me the first time, and that was because I had these terrible mosquito bites. I live in Sweden, and I was visiting you in Spain, and you put a patch on me. And what I noticed then was that I was sleeping for a couple of nights completely different, and I also noticed a reduction in my hot flashes. And you told me about the patches, but I wasn't really paying attention then. And since we are working together on different things, we stay in contact. We talk almost every week, I think. And I could hear you talk about the patches, but yeah, I didn't really think of trying them until January, because I was struggling so much with my sleep, and I have been doing that on and off my entire life. And I also struggle so much with perimenopausal problems like night sweats and hot flashes during daytime. And I asked you if, like, do you think that this could help me? And you were just like, haven't you paid any attention to what I've been saying to you? And I was just like, well, maybe not enough. So to make a long story short, I started using them just to see if they could heal me. And after a week, I was sleeping again. And it was, I mean, I have no words. If you have been struggling with your sleep, you know how amazing it is when you are actually putting your head on the pillow and waking up the day after. And after 3 weeks, I found myself thinking, when was the last time I had a hot flash? And after 4 weeks, the ringing in my ears had disappeared. And I have been using the patches for 4 months now. And it's just one thing after the other that is happening. And I mean, the things that you're saying about the energy, of course, when you are sleeping, you get energy, but I also feel so balanced and very grounded in a way. So and also I heal so much faster. I mean, the last couple of weeks, it has been a lot of things going on, a lot of stress. And I noticed the day before yesterday that I was getting a cold sore on my lip. And I do get that when I am under stress and the body is getting a little weaker. And I was just like, oh no, because they can stay forever. But I think it's like day 2 now, and it's almost gone. It's just so amazing. And yeah, so you heal
that's
super
great.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah, super. That's what we all experience. Whatever you feel that you have becoming, it just disappears. I would say that's we're still human, but we recover and heal so much faster. And that's great when you want to live your life. And I just wanted to share, or let you share before we go, or you go, and I'm going to hand over to Mena soon. But I want to hear, because you've had great success in reaching people. I know you talk to people, but you also post a lot online and in different posts on Facebook, and also now recently you did a post, a very simple post, right? You can tell us about that and how it's doing.
Okay, so well, I started with the patches just to see if I could heal myself. And after a week, when I was sleeping again, I felt that I want this for my family, my friends, my clients, definitely going to be a part of my business. I also work as a coach and a therapist, just like you. So I joined as a brand partner, and yeah, what I do when I reach out to people, I just inform people about my experience, and I find that there are so many situations every day that it's like you just want to talk about the patches, you just want to share them with everyone. And and when I share on social media, what was your question, Anna? You were asking me and I completely forgot it now.
Yes,
about the TikTok.
I know. Yes, and I know that you share really from your heart, and you really share passionately about the results that you have. And there are so many that reach out and want to start with the X39 thanks to that. But then there was TikTok. That was very recently.
Yes, I did a TikTok. Oh, I did a TikTok the other day, and I had just woken up and I hadn't brushed my hair and I was still in a robe, and I was thinking, I need to make a TikTok post, because if you want to reach people on TikTok, you need to do posts now and then every day. So I just made a TikTok when I was putting on my patch, and it has like it probably has over 22,000 views now, because last I was looking it was 21,000 something.
Yeah, so
And yeah,
congratulations.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
extraordinary. And I mean, just to say that anyway, I'm gonna not spotlight you anymore, but any way that you feel like you want to reach people, you do what you do best. If it's talking to people, if it's sharing online, if it's, you know, calling, whatever you do best, keep doing that, because we are all just sharing from our heart. And so I thought that's going to be all for me. So I'll let you have some space and share about the wonderful business opportunity that there is as well. Because like Stina said, when you start patching and you feel what it does, you cannot be quiet. And I'm not quiet. It's been a year and I'm still going strong.
That's absolutely amazing. So thank
Yeah.
you for sharing. That is fantastic. Go ahead, sweetie.
No,
Oh.
great job, and great
Yeah.
job, Stina, as well. Congratulations, great testimonies. So we're excited. Just like you guys, we are so excited to share this with people, because we don't know who is praying for a solution, you know. Sometimes we're thinking, oh, you know, I don't think that person needs it. They look so healthy. But then they've got a grandparents or a mother or a family member that is struggling and just looking, just needs hope, you know, and then you share it with them. I've got a friend, well, she's someone that we know from a past business, 89 years old. And I was like, you know, well, why would an 89-year-old even care to try anything new? And but I reached out to her, and she tells me absolutely every single day. She's actually in Cancun right now. She injured her leg, but she's like, I feel great. And she's gone on vacation to Cancun at 89, you know. So having fun, dancing, enjoying life. And she tells me, Mena, every day I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you actually called me. She said, when I saw your number coming through my phone, I thought, what can I offer Mena? Maybe she needs a pint of my blood. Why is she calling me? You know? And now she's forever grateful that I shared with her. So we don't know who is looking, and who are we to withhold something great. So we are going to transition to the opportunity. Yep. If you're on here and you feel all you wanted was the product info, like Anna shared, that's great. Those of you who are on here and understand there is an opportunity here to share with your friends and be compensated, which has been an absolute blessing to us and a lot of you I know, then stay on. And I just wanted to mention, I forgot, if you're brand new and someone invited you, please get back with them after this and talk to them about what's in this for you. Yep. Either from product use or opportunity, and put your name in the chat. Let us know who invited you as well. Okay, thank you.
Awesome. And so once again, we heard Ingela speak a few weeks ago, and that is an amazing testimony. You'll see what the obviously cream did and had the healing that should have taken weeks, obviously with a few days. And Stina, thank you for sharing. That is amazing, your testimony and all the different things. I was listing, once again, hot flashes, you know, better sleep, tinnitus, energy, you know, all these different balance, you know, grounded, you know, healed faster, you know, and then what you're doing on social media, keep doing that. People need to know about this. So congratulations on the success and everything you're doing. And so one thing that is interesting is that the one thing they talk about is testimonials, and we could go for hours talking about testimonials. We now have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably 400, 500, 600 personal testimonials that we know people that know people that know people. I can't go on and on about all of them, except for that when you take a look at the website, we always recommend going, you know, to the website, thisisatinfo.com. When you go to the website, thisisatinfo.com, it's got a bunch of information on there. We recommend the first 3 videos. The first video explains kind of how light therapy works. The second video is from the founder. It's only another like 3-minute video talking about kind of how it works. And And then literally the third video is from Dr. Leland Stillman, and he talks about how this has worked for him in his practice, and how he said, what can this little tiny patch do? And then he realized that he's got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment that people come and visit him and lay in these red light therapy beds for short, intensive periods of time, usually 15 to 30 minutes at a time. And they basically do this multiple times a week to basically help heal. Remember, it's just once a week. And he goes, this is interesting. This is low level stimulation for a long period of time. Because we wear this for 12 hours a day. So my regimen is 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I got an alarm on my phone that says put that on at 9 a.m. and at night it's to take off X39 at 9 p.m. at night, take it off, put it on. But the thing is that he goes, I wonder if this is going to help my patients. And he started using those patients and he got amazing results. Now, every single patient he has obviously utilizes it like we're talking about. And so what's neat is that there's also testimonies on here. And these are all videos. So if you click on them, and even on some of these different ones where it talks about, children are operating our immune system and, disabilities and different, I think dialysis, energy, all these different things. If you click on there, a lot of them have 4, 5, 6 different videos in there. And usually they're short, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes that explain a little bit about where they were and kind of what happened to them. So I'd highly recommend, taking a look at that. So we're going to shift right now and kind of shift into the idea of how this opportunity itself. One of the gentlemen that we work with, Danny McDaniel's, very successful in this industry. And I'm going to quote him right now. He said, they have created quite possibly the most prolific regenerative health technology that has ever existed. I'm going to repeat that again. They have created quite possibly the most prolific regenerative health technology that's ever existed. And now you and I have access to it. So why would we want to share this? Because 99% of the people out there don't even know it exists. They're going to their doctor. They're not hearing from the doctor, not hearing from other people. And when they do hear about it, they're like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you shared this with me. 99% of the people that we talk to say, thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you for sharing this with me, because they didn't know about it, especially when we share how this has changed lives. And so for me, when it was with me, basically, we took a look at this. I had all kinds of injuries, but I had a neck, shoulder, back injury. I had a knee injury and also a hip issue because of my knee injury. I was a mess. I was a hot mess, if somebody understands what that means. And literally, I was looking for anything to try to help mitigate the challenges I had. When my friend told me about this 3 days later, after putting this patch on the back of my neck, no knee pain, no hip pain, no shoulder pain, no neck pain, no back pain, gone. I'm like, what in the world is this? How does this thing work? And literally, when I realized this is real, this works, this is helping people all over the world. It's when I talk to my wife about being in South Africa, she goes, oh my gosh, this could be something to help my friends in South Africa actually become wealthy or actually make extra money, supplement their income, and also help them physically. And because the number one thing for me is freedom. I said, I want to get out of my job. My job was driving me nuts. My wife, she heard me complain about my pain. She heard me complain about my job, and I'm not really a whiner or a complainer, but for probably a good year, I felt like I was speaking Chinese a lot. And so what a lot of people do is they say the idea of having security, having some extra income coming in. I always use the example, if you had an extra, let's use an extra €1,000 coming in on a monthly basis, an extra 20,000 Rand coming in on a monthly basis, would that make a difference in your life? What would you do with that? How would your life change? What if we could help you do that every week? Make an extra €1,000 per week, or 20,000 Rand in this case from South Africa, per week. How would your life change? Because I want you to think about that. What would you do with that extra money? A lot of people would like to pay down their debt. A lot of people have the idea of security. Like, hey, a lot of people don't have a nest egg. Like, I need a nest egg. They've actually depleted their funds because of COVID and all the other things that happened. And then what people are looking at is, what if I could have freedom? What if I could replace my income? Well, that's one thing I'm going to share with you, is that literally in 14 months, I was able to replace my 6-figure income and literally walk into the land of the living and literally not have to work a job anymore. And so one of the things that we tell people all the time is, if that's what you want to do, you can accomplish that. So one of the things that we talk about as a company, you want to share about the company?
Yeah, so we hadn't heard of LifeWave in 2022 when we were approached with this product. But the company is actually 20 years old this year. And it's grown from 20 million in 2020. In 2020, the company was a $20 million company. Just think about that, 20 million. We closed at 430 million in 2023. We are now closing, the prediction is at around 700 million US this year. So look where they've come from 2020 to 2024. 20 million to 700 million. That is huge growth, huge, and predicted to be over $1 billion corporation in 2025. So this company is just like skyrocketing all the way up. So I mean, it's unheard of. It really is unheard of. And why? Because of the introduction of the X39. We are open in over 75 countries. And that just blows my mind because on here we have international people. We have never met Anna or Stina, Maxim, any of them in person.
Not yet.
We know them. They're our friends. They're our partners in business. And we love that because it's global. And what we do is we're using technology. It's absolutely amazing. And the other thing that I love about this product, it's not a Me Too product. You know, if I know people, and I mean, we even have been involved in small business where it's skincare, hair care, supplements. We love the supplements. We love the hair care. We love the skincare. We use it still. But when I'm trying to promote and tell people, hey, by the way, you should use this vitamin C because it's much better than the one you got at CVS or the one you got at Dischem. And they're like, hey, you know, I get mine from what's it, Evercare or some other company. And we're not knocking small business owners. Everybody has a place. But, you know, it's not a Me Too product. I'm not hearing people say, when I share X39, they're not saying, oh, I have that, me too. They're not telling me that. And that's what I love about this. We have an exclusive on it, and our patent still runs, like Anna said, it still runs for another 16 years. We got 16 years to share this.
Yeah, it's awesome. And that's the part when we talk to people about it. The company itself is now the #1 momentum ranked company in the world. They're growing faster than any other network in the world. And that's what we get very excited about it. And guess what? We're part of the #1 team within the #1 company. So a couple by the name of Steve and Gina Merritt. This is Steve and Gina. They literally took this business by storm. They've made over $50 million US in previous company prior to LifeWave. That company had challenges, different things. They said they were the last ones off the boat, and they said we should have got off a lot sooner. But for a year, they prayed for a company. They prayed for a product. They prayed for leadership. They prayed for the right, product that could help the most people. They said they were approached by everything imaginable. And they said, you know what? They wanted actually a real product. They didn't want to have some sort of whatever, make up things that's out there. So a lot of stuff out there. It's amazing. A lot of stuff are Ponzi schemes and stuff like that too. And they said, we wanted something that was real. And they interviewed David Smith. They said, will you be able to keep up with us? We're going to build a massive organization. LifeWave during that time became the #1 growth company because of their help. They put in almost 200,000 people in 2 years. If you understand the growth. I've had people say, what can I expect from this business? I don't know. It's all based upon you. We teach people the right principles. I know for me, in 14 months, I was able to quit my job and our income's doubled since then. So if you understand what can happen from there, I want you to understand that literally this business is growing faster than anything else. They just won the Global Bravo Award, which they take a look at companies for a 4-year run and say, well, who's the company that's grown the most over the past 4 years? Guess what? They're #1. That's not normal. Most of the times it's always startups because the startup started 0, right? Well, we started 20 million basically and went to 430 million. Again, we're probably going to win it again this next year. It's pretty amazing what's going on. So our group, but once again, you look at the actual sales from the company. This is based 2023. Literally, the green line is the company, and then you look at the blue line. This is our team, the team that we're a part of. We're part of the #1 high performance team within the whole industry. If you understand the growth here, so if you like that idea of being a part of a great team that's going out there and changing people's lives, you're at the right place with the right people, with the right time, with the right system. And that's what's going on. So your business is very simple. There's 4 ways we make money. We make money when we register someone. You can make as little as $15. I'm going to use dollars, $15 all the way up to $500 by registering someone in the business, which is great. The second way we make money is residual. And this is huge. Once you understand residual, our business, 99% of our business right now is residual. So if you like the idea of residual, it's pretty awesome. So what happens here is you get started as a brand partner. As a brand partner, you build a right team and a left team. So when you build a right team and a left team, the right team, what you do is basically register and you help 2 people get registered right, 2 people get registered on the left. And now what happens, you actually have 4 people on your team and you become what's called a manager. It's not a manager from a job standpoint. It's just a title that allows you to make more money. Prior to being a manager, you can, on the binary, you can only make up to $100 a week. Once you become a manager, you now can make up to $1,500 a week. And it grows and grows and grows to the point where you can make up to $25,000 a week on the binary. Now, again, if you're in South Africa, multiply times 18. I think that's what around 18 to 1 now. So again, understand how that works. If you're euros, it's kind of crazy anyway. So it's very, very cool. So what happens here is that when you have a manager, but basically you become manager, make up to $1,500 a week. When you have two managers, a manager left, a manager right, you become a director. You can make up to $2,500 a week on this. Now, this is only the second way we make money. So what happens is that now you can make up to $3,500 when you have two directors. You become a senior director, and then when we hit the rank of executive director, it took us a little time to do that. We weren't sure what to do, how to do it. Even Stephen and Gina said they were just putting together the system at that time. Now the system's developed and people are popping like popcorn. It's amazing. And you'll see when we're going to do a team training afterwards, what's going on just this past week. So executive director, once again, you look at basically $7,500 up to $7,500 a week. Now these are all up to, doesn't mean that as soon as you hit it, you're making that money. You can grow up to that level. So we hit executive director. We're like very happy. Like, this is amazing. 6 weeks later, we hit presidential. Our business doubled in 6 weeks. Guess what? We didn't hit presidential too long ago, and our business almost has doubled again. We're basically going to be hitting the senior presidential director level. Now, the other part to this is that when we talk to people about this, I don't know what your idea of big money is. That's $1.3 million a year just for this one if you maximize it. Now, for a lot of people, that's just like, they can't believe it. Well, you pick a number that you relate to. If, like I said, if you can make an extra $1,000 a month, would that be helpful? If you want to make extra $1,000 a week, would that be helpful? We're helping people make $1,000 a day. So if you like that idea, we can help you do that. Is it going to happen next week, next month? No, it takes time. But again, for me, 14 months later, I was done. I'm like, this is, and we've been running ever since. And so what's cool about this, the third way we make money is the unlimited income potential. This is the one that kept me up at night. I mean, I'm literally going, oh my goodness, this is amazing, because I like the idea of unlimited. Now, if you understand this, you might not sleep tonight, because really, if you understand the opportunity here, the more people you help, the more successful you become. So what happens is that, and I'm going to use an example, once again, if we actually helped, in this case, someone gets started, in this case, we get 25% of their business, meaning that what happens, I use example, if we help, someone basically, we get started, we want to help them basically hit senior president director, make $25,000 a week. Why would we be incentivized to do that? Because we actually get 25% of that. So if they make $100 a week, we make $25. If they make $1,000 a week, we make $250. If they make $10,000 a week, we make $2,500 a week. When they keep on growing, we'll keep on growing along with that. Now, what happens is those people can register to other people also. So imagine you sponsoring someone, registering someone, and they register people. They could register 3, 5, 10, 15, 150, whatever many people. There's unlimited how many people they can register. Imagine getting 20% on those people. And then what happens is that those people bring people and you get 20% on those people. So to give you a real life example, the person that brought me in, that told me about this patch, he said, Greg, you got to try to use this. And then literally, it was a few days later, we said, give us the biggest pack. We're getting started. He actually he's making over, and I'll just use flat numbers. He's making over $10,000 a week. Okay. Now think about this for a second. Imagine registering someone like him, because there are people out there like us. I'm telling you right, like us, like other people who say, this is exactly what I've been praying for. There's people right now, like Steve and Gina, praying for an opportunity. They're waiting for your phone call to pick up the phone and say, I've got an opportunity for you. I think this could be amazing. We can help a lot of people. Well, imagine you having someone like Ken and making, in this case, $2,500 a week. Now he's personally sponsored over 200 people. We're one of them. Imagine getting 20% on those 200 people, including ours. Now what happens is we've sponsored about 185, 87 people, I don't even know, but about over 180 people. So imagine getting 20% on ours and all the other people that those people are doing. This is how people are making over $100,000 a week. Now, again, some of you can't believe, if the 1.3 million was too big, that might blow your stack, right? So if you understand that's $5.2 million a year just from this benefit right here. So if you understand the amount of money to be made, it's huge. So again, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. And basically the fourth way is we can do retail wholesale. We really don't do that. We want to give it to everybody at wholesale, because what happens here is when you get registered, you can buy it at the retail price. I tell people all the time, you can pay under $50 for that. But I said, would you rather pay retail or would you rather get it at wholesale? And everybody with 100%, I've never met anybody go, no, I want to pay retail. I want to pay retail. Most people are like, no, how's the wholesale work? Yeah, let me show you. So what we do is we say, what you do is become a brand partner. And again, what we do is we basically teach you how to click on a thing that doesn't work. There we go. We teach you how to basically get registered with a pack. And I always look at, if you're spending $150 a sleeve, if you were to start with a silver, it's like buying 2 and getting 1 free. This is for people that just want to try the product. They're like, you know what? I'm not necessarily interested from a business standpoint. That was us. We said at first, we were like, we're not interested from a business standpoint. We're just interested from a consumer standpoint. I told Ken, I said, you're a great friend. I'll support you. Don't worry about it. A few days later, I'm like calling him up saying, dude, what's the biggest package you have? And it was a conviction that we had. It wasn't like just a flippant thing. We prayed about it. We're like, Lord, is this the thing that you want us to do? If it is, and it was, we had total peace about it. And so that's what happened. But for people who say, I just want to get started, just try the product, great. Then what happens once they start believing, they upgrade to gold, and they can do that. But we said people that say, I'm going to start at the gold level, because in order to build a business and actually make the money we're talking about, that $1,500, $2,500, $3,500 a week, you have to be at least at the gold level and above. So if you say, hey, why would I need five sleeves for an individual or even a couple? Well, what happens is that when you get a sleeve, you use it for yourself. And then if you have a spouse, she uses a sleeve too. That's what we did. And then there's 3 other sleeves that you can share with others. Now, I don't mean give them patches. I don't mean do that. You can share patches if you want to. What we do is tell people, say, hey, tell you what, why don't we register you, get you signed up, and then what we'll do is we'll lend you one of our sleeves. And when yours comes in 3 to 5 days later, just give us one back. These are only for people that I know, I like, I trust. If it's some stranger on the road, I'm not going to do that. Just, well, you can wait 3 to 5 days, right? But if someone I know, I say, tell you what, I want to get you started today. You want to start today, right? They're like, well, yeah, great. Then what we do is do that. Now, we actually got the biggest pack. So we got 19 sleeves. Why would we need 19 sleeves? Because I want to exchange it with as many people as I possibly could. Because my wife said, when we did that, she goes, I want you need to make that money back quickly. I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, we will. So we went to work. We started contacting people. And in 2.5 weeks, we made that money back. Within the first month, we made over $2,800. We're realizing real quick, there's a lot of people that are on our team that are making more than that their first week. We got people on our team doing that. And it's pretty amazing what happens when you have a system in place and they just want to share with everybody they possibly can. So what some people say is, well, what about this? Why would I want to get a diamond also? Well, what happens here also is that the auto ship, you want to be basically on a monthly subscription. So for people that are here, they get the 3, we set them up on a monthly ship of basically 1 sleeve a month or 2 sleeves, depending on if it's a couple. If it's a couple, they basically use 2 of them up, they get an extra one. And then the next month, they basically get 2 sleeve auto ship. Same thing on the gold. If you want to maximize the profitability, we teach everybody how to maximize the profitability. You get the gold pack and you're on 2 sleeve auto ship from there. When you get a diamond, they delay the auto ship 90 days. So I looked at that. I'm like, well, I'll have to buy auto ship next month and next month after that. I'm like, that's great. So I saved some money on that. But the other parts of that is that when we register a diamond as a gold, you make $200. When you're a diamond and you register a diamond, you make $500. So that's how we made our money back. We explained to people. We signed up a couple of people that said, this makes sense. We want to build this business. And literally, we signed up a couple of diamonds, signed up a couple of golds, a couple of silvers, and we made our money back.
Yeah.
Yes,
And the other thing is the cost per unit is $84 when you get the diamond package, as opposed to $99.95. So that means you actually get 3 of these for free.
Yep.
So it made business sense to us.
Yep.
You know, we were thinking from a business owner standpoint, which, I mean, you know, wherever you're at is where you can start.
Yeah. And we told them where to start.
So if you're saying I'm comfortable starting silver, you can upgrade to gold. You don't need to, you know, like stretch yourself if you don't feel you can.
Explain that, how you do
Yeah.
that.
So upgrade is the difference. If you look at the price of the gold package, it's $499.95 less the silver. Say you at silver today and next month you say I want gold, you pay the difference, $200. And the nice thing about the gold package is they give you another product for free. Just to try. Then you can upgrade from gold to diamond, you pay the difference, and you get the difference in the product. So gold is 5, silver is 3, you're going to get 2 sleeves for $200 when you upgrade. And so it's, you know, we work with everybody at the level that they're at. You know, if their level is just silver, great. If your level is gold, that's great. When you're ready, and when you see that, hey, you've got a lot of friends and family that need this, that like it, that love it. I mean, the exciting thing is we get calls every single day. Oh, by the way, like we just got someone calling us, one of our partners, some of you know him, Josh. He signed up a very famous guy who does advertisements and movies. And this guy is like, I'm in, and he's going to tell the world. We don't know who that person is. I've seen his commercials for Dos Equis. Have you ever seen that? The most interesting man in the world.
that guy. He's now on our team. It's kind of cool. The
Yeah.
most interesting man in the world. Anyway,
So you know, you don't know who you meet in life. You don't know who is big on natural healing, and helping the body to heal naturally. And there are a lot of people out there that are looking for a solution right now.
Yeah.
So that's that on the package. It's a one time.
Yep.
So you can't buy silver again. You can't buy gold again. It's a one time.
So we bought the diamond one time, and Lily, now we're just 2 sleeves. So we're spending $200 a month. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the least expensive business we've ever done in our entire life. So if you want to find out more about this, we recommend go to thisisitteam.com. Go to thisisitteam.com and you can actually look at the compensation plan. There's 3 great videos on there for people who are already millionaires from the company. Not millionaires prior to they're millionaires prior to the company, but now they're millionaires making over $1 million in this business. So we have go ahead.
Yeah, so I like to talk about the system because I'm the kind of person, you know, I mean, I went to law school, I got the books, I had the lectures, I learned how to study, and I learned how to think and be logical and step by step, you know, kind of deduct the principles and get to the truth. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, there must be a system. And thank God there is a system. Because when I saw what Steve and Gina had accomplished in 23 days, how they now have like close to 200,000 people on their team.
In literally 2 years.
200,
not 20 years ago, 2 years.
200,000 people on their team. And
we're
we're one of them.
You're all part of it.
And so are you. So when I heard that they went senior presidential director in 23 days, I wanted to know what they did. Okay. And they were just starting. They themselves didn't even really know what they did. But they realized there's got to be a system, because it's easy and it's simple for everybody to follow a system. So if I tell you today that I talk to 3 new people every day. Greg talks to 3 new people every day. We follow up with those people. I follow up with my people. Greg follows up with, and you can do it as a couple. You can do it separately, whichever way you choose, as long as you're doing 3 a day. Okay. 3 a day, follow up with 3 a day, and invite them to an opportunity meeting. What we have today is an opportunity meeting. So next week, if you're on here today and you say, you know what, I want to show Mary, I want to show Sue, bring them to the meeting. We will present, Anna will present, or Annette will present, and we will show them how this is done or what the product is all about. You don't need to be a pro. I was not a pro when I started. Greg was not a pro. None of us were pros, but we have just followed the system. And in following the system, we are now, last year, we were just starting off, and we're already now presidential, almost senior presidential directors. So anybody can do this. You don't need to be a scientist. You don't need to be a doctor. You don't need to be a lawyer. Gina's a flight attendant. Steve, he was a professional water skier. So it doesn't matter where you start in life. If you just follow a system that we've been given and duplicate, and get your team to do the same, you're going to get the same results.
Yeah. And I've had people say, well, how much work do I got to do? How much? And I say that's the wrong attitude. What results do you want? Because again, depending upon your results is going to depend upon what you do. It's attitude, activity, and accountability. So what's your attitude and what activity you're willing to do? And as some people can do, they say, I want to talk to 10 people a day, 15, 20 people, whatever you want to do, just be consistent with it. When we talk about 3-3-1, talk to 3, follow 3, start, get someone moving forward on the system, or someone on the Zoom. That's all we're talking about. So we do have other launch events. So again, they have different ones in different countries. These are the ones we have just listed here now. So again, we always say on Monday tonight here in the US, they got an 8 p.m. and a 10 p.m. And you can actually watch these on Zoom or via on the YouTube channel. For those of you that aren't available because you're sleeping at night, could be in Europe or South Africa, you can actually watch the recording the next day. You can actually do a home party. We're doing home parties where people are literally just playing the video that was played this week or from another one that they really like. Tuesday, they got that basically at 8 p.m. in
Great Britain.
And
then Australia. So you don't have to get up. Someone's doing the meeting for you. If you know someone in Australia. And right throughout the week, and I send notifications out, Steve and Gina send them out. But on Saturday, and I'm going to say this, if you are the kind of person who says, I want to take advantage of this opportunity and I want to grow, team training is important. It's Saturday, every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's on Zoom. You can be in your home, 7 o'clock at night. for South Africa, for Europe, or you can be, you know, on a Saturday afternoon if you're in the USA, and watch from the comfort of your own home and learn the same thing. Everybody learns the same thing.
Yes.
And that's how we grow together.
So my wife watches it on her phone via Zoom, and I have it on my TV on the YouTube channel because it's live on YouTube. So I watch it on the TV. I can sit on the couch and I can watch it and take notes. So whatever works best for you. But this coming Friday also at basically, depending on your time zones, 12 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock South African time, depending on where you're at.
Half an hour.
Yeah, so basically it's a half an hour meeting. So I say tell people, get people to that meeting. It's only 30 minutes long. So it's something we recommend. So again, last thing we we're gonna mention, do you have something on that?
Yeah, so just quickly, they're doing these wake up call tours. They're doing the St. Augustine this week and Orlando, Florida this week. But we need to move on to recognition and training.
Yes.
So
real quick, if anybody knows Mickey Mouse, I think he knows millions of people. I would like to sponsor him. So if you know anybody in Orlando or anybody in Florida, let us know because we'll talk to them. We're going to be at the Orlando meeting in a few days. So again, we can go on and on and on.
Don't jump off because we got just a few minutes of training, and we would like for you to see the recognition and to train a little bit this evening.
Yes. So one thing we've been doing, and I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. So what we do is we're doing team trainings in the US here every Sunday night, and we're going to be going over the exact same training for people that are in Europe and South Africa. We're going to be posting these actually on the YouTube channel, not on This Is It YouTube channel. I've got a YouTube channel that we're putting on my channel. I never used YouTube before for the channel. Now I'm posting everything on there so people can use this. But again, the training that we do, the very first thing we talk about is onboarding. Now we're going to be coming up and utilizing different apps for the specific, but in the meantime, we actually have, go here to this, basically scan this QR code. And I'm not going to go over all the details, but get your phone out and scan this QR code, and it'll pop up. It'll be actually a Google Doc that you can access all the different things for this. So we have an onboard training that we're doing. We send people an email when they first get started. So we send them the links to basically what they want and basically a video that explains how to onboard them. So we're going to be sharing this with everybody. You can copy this actual email on here. The next thing that happens is that we have on that document, there's 5 tabs on here. It says New to Life with Health Tracker, My Zoom Schedule, Onboard Checklist, and then launching your business. We're going to start utilizing a different app for this specifically, so it's easier for everybody to do that. We're going to be using either boards or different one. We're checking different ones out right now. But what happens, like right now, some people we always recommend there's a link to an actual health tracker. Once you get someone started, you're going to want to send them the health tracker because we tell people you don't want a 30-day run. You want a 90-day run minimum. They said that the normal way to basically really talk to people about this is that for every decade you're alive, you should be on a sleeve, which is a 30-day supply of these patches. So if I'm 50, you should be basically on 5 months of this. If you're 70, you should be doing it for 7 months, but at least a 90-day run. The next thing is we get different Zoom meetings that you can tie into that's on there. Then we have basically an onboarding checklist of the things that everybody who's brand new, you can go through, and you do it at your own pace. But as soon as you go down and look at the pro strategy, watch your four videos on the This Is a Team, you check these things off. And then once again, we have links on here. So what we want to do though is we want to recognize some people because last night was just crazy. This past week has been a banner week to say the least. So what we always want to do is make sure people understand what the 2 things we recognize specifically. But if you want to talk about this.
So a lot of you on here already hit the level or the rank of manager, and they just names, okay? But it opens you up to more money. So a manager is you at the gold level or above, and you invite and register 2 people left and 2 people right. It's a binary, silvers or above. Then you're a manager. Then to get a director level, you then add 1 more silver or above on the left and 1 more silver or above on the right. And you help 2 of the people become a manager. So it's duplication, manager, just create managers. And you keep going up the scale. And so we recognize the different levels, and every week we are recognizing new managers and new directors, then obviously senior directors, executives, and so on. So we have a list of managers that we broke last week.
Yeah, so within a week, this is just a week's worth. This is not a month's worth, but to give you an idea, what we do is we learn this, we do this, and then we teach this to others. That's what we do. We learn it, then we do it. Once you do it, now you can teach it. It's pretty simple to teach someone what to do. So we had actually a few managers last week. If you understand what happened last week, these are just the managers from last week alone. So once again, these first four are actually from a couple, Aaron and
Erin and Jessica Veal,
Yep.
and they like in their 20s.
Yep. And so a lot of people say, well, I'm young, I'm not do. They broke 4 managers last week. What happened is then also on the same team with Chuck and Diane Williams, they had actually these next 4 people, John Kaduri and Jessica and Tim, Chris Phillips and Vicky actually go. They had 4 people on their team actually go manager as well. And then Josh actually had a personal. This is the very first person that he actually sponsored. Let me correct that. I actually sponsored him for him. Really, it was actually, he introduced me to them. The guy said, sign me up as a diamond. He said it's a diamond. And Josh goes, oh, okay. So I made some money. I'm like, yes, you did. He didn't understand how this works. Chris and Dory are now off to the races. They're builders and they're building the team like crazy. So because of all the growth, what happens is we got a few new directors. So actually Aaron and Jessica just went new directors, which is awesome. And then Pete Hamby, who's been in this industry for a long time, hit the director level. And so did Dr. Dennis Rodden. And Dr. Dennis is a doctor that knows all these different doctors. And he even says, you know, a lot of doctors don't understand this. He said, my job is to educate people, but find people who want to do that. So we had, again, all these managers, all these directors. We want to help you to do the same thing. And if you look at this and you say, I want to be one of those managers here, right? It's as simple as putting 2 on the right and 2 on the left. How we normally do that, we recommend doing meetings. And how we do meetings, we do launch events, not lunch, but launch, like a rocket a rocket taking off, a launch event. That we want to do a launch event for you via Zoom. We do a lot of other ones in person. So we've done other ones that have people, we love people that are on here that have actually done an in-person meeting, and we came in via Zoom on their TV, you know, so it's kind of cool. Different things you do, being creative. Once you do that, it's amazing what happens. We have a lot of new people that are just on the edge of becoming manager and just on the edge of becoming director. So how we actually do this and how we build teams, I want to take you 1 year back. 1 year back, literally, the convention they did for the very first time was the This Is It convention back in August. We were making a couple $1,000s a month. We're like, man, this is great. You know, I don't even know, it was 1,500, 2,000, whatever it was. It was not a lot, but we're like, man, we're excited. We came out of this meeting. We had a bunch of people that came to the meeting, other people that tied in online. Every single person has basically grown since then, and our business has exploded. We've 10x'd the income, if you understand that. We're not even a year into that, and we're going to be probably even 10xing again by the end of the year if you understand what's going on. So if you like the idea of actually saying, okay, what do I do? How do I do it? How do I get started? We always tell people, the first thing you do is you get registered. If you're not registered, the second thing you do is you get registered for this convention. This is actually in Orlando. A lot of people say, well, I can't go to Orlando. I live in South Africa, or I live in Europe. I live in Great. Guess what? They have online access that you can tie in online. And then you have access to the conference 45 days afterwards. So we give up to 45 days to do team meetings, to do different things, watch the different trainings like that. It is going to be done Eastern time. So you'll be having different things going on while you sleep. They've done these different online meetings while we're in South Africa. I stayed up till like 2 o'clock in the morning watching it.
They have hired a very professional company to do the virtual events.
Yeah,
so I
it's gonna be
think
awesome.
they're going to definitely do a great job. You want to get a ticket, don't miss out, because next year, the next convention is only next year. And you want to be at the next level. You don't want to be where you're at. You just want to grow. And so make sure you and your team actually get a ticket for the virtual event.
And scan this. You're going to want to scan that. And I had someone just text me a few minutes ago. So I believe he's registering for the conferences. What's our senior presidential director's names? It's Ken and Diana Burke. That's our personal sponsors. They're the next level senior presidential director. So don't put our names in there. It's Ken and Diana Burke. I don't even think you can see our name in there. Yeah, we're not there yet. We will be.
We'll be there before the convention.
Amen. Hallelujah. So what's cool about this is then where it's going to be at, if you're anywhere in the States, or if you can hop on a plane and get here, it is going to be the Orlando Hilton Buena Vista Palace. It is a stunning place. It's going to be phenomenal. It is going to be the most electric thing you've been a part of in your life. I've been to some amazing places, amazing meetings, conferences, stuff like that. This is going to blow them all away. Last year, we were blown away, and it's not a hype meeting. It's training and teaching what to do, how to do it, how to build teams, how to contact people. All if you say, what do I do? You're going to learn that in a day and a half.
They're going to have a doctor's panel. Obviously doctors that are practicing in the different fields.
Yep.
And that's going to be, I mean,
and they're going to have a professional panel. My wife is going to be on, which is pretty amazing. So,
we'll see.
Which is pretty cool. So the other thing I want to highlight real quick is that there's an incentive trips. There's 2 incentive trips. Well, there's actually multiple incentive trips around the country, depending upon where you're at. So for those of you in Europe and South Africa, this is not your incentive trip. Punta Cana is for the US, Canada, and US, Canada, and Mexico. We're going to be going to the Dominican Republic. If you want to see a video of the resort we're going to, if you're here in the United States, this is what you're going to want to see. Scan that code there, or the video of the resort. It's a YouTube video that someone else did that basically is very, very, very cool. But the qualification period ends September 1st. So there's still basically 2 months left. We got all of July and all of August to basically qualify for this. Normally, these incentives are only about 2 months in qualification.
And that's also for Morocco.
That's what I was going to say. So this is again, the resort in Punta Cana for those people that are basically want to go there. It's huge. It's amazing. The other ones for in the US and in South Africa is Marrakesh, Morocco. Europe. For those who are in Europe, sorry, Europe and South Africa is a European travel incentive, and you can qualify for this. So again, this resort is absolutely beautiful. It's stunning. I definitely recommend people go check it out. Check out the website, check out the different things. It's all inclusive. They pay for everything. You basically, if you actually qualify for either 60 points or 85 points, or if you go senior director and qualified for 6 weeks, you have to be qualified literally by the 3rd week of July. If you're not qualified as senior director, then you want to do the points. We have people that have already been qualified. We're pretty much qualified for this. Basically, if you understand, they'll pay for 1 plane ticket, for 2, and then 85 points get you 2 plane tickets. But if you do 60 points, 2 of you can go. Husband and wife or whatever significant other can go, but what happens is that they'll pay for 1 flight. So once again, there's a whole system in here that goes over how you earn points by basically registering people that are actually upgrading, and then also when people move up in different ranks, you get points for that alone. And the points are for people you personally sponsor that do that. So once again, rank for advance for you.
And if you have any questions, please reach out to us.
Yeah. This is the form. So scan this form here. This is what it is that you're going to want to basically pull up the we got to actually print up a second one. It's like so funny because it's like, we actually filled up the first one. Now we're filling up, the second one. So the first one's full, right? And so we got a second one we had to print up to basically put more people on there with the points. So scan that there. So I'm going to skip down because I did a whole training on the 10-step system. We're going to send that out via video. But again, we want to get to the gold rush, and we want to make sure you understand we've got 1 week left.
Yeah. So the gold rush is anybody who has signed up a gold or a diamond. So no upgrades. If it's a brand new gold or a brand new diamond that you sign up, for a gold, you get 2 tickets. For a diamond, you get 4 tickets. The dates of qualification is June 10 to July 13. So it will come to an end this week, Sunday.
Oh, okay? Saturday's the cutoff.
Saturday will be the last day. But some of you on here, you know who you are. You've signed up golds, you've signed up diamonds. Get your points to us because we are doing a drawing. No matter how many tickets you have in the drawing, everybody, even if you have 1 ticket in the drawing, well, the minimum is 2 tickets at least.
Yeah.
So even if you have 2 tickets and someone else has 10, you could win the $500.
Yep. So Josh did this for his team. We're doing it anybody that's outside of Josh's team. This is Josh's team. To give you an idea, there's a lot of golds, a lot of diamonds that are being signed up. And then again, this is what we have so far. And again, I don't have everybody's on here.
Waiting for everybody to put their.
Please report to us what you have. If your name is not here and you've signed up a gold or a diamond since June 10th. It's June 10th.
Yeah.
If it's prior to that, it doesn't count. If you sign up a gold diamond, let us know. So right now, Clementine, who's actually here in the US, actually is in the lead.
Well, I know that Ingela has signed up people, so I'll check Anna for Ingela and for Stina and different people.
Please, Anna, please check them and let them report to us who's done what, so we can add their names to this.
Yeah.
So Jess has got 4 points. We've got Terry, who's got 4 points. Brendan's got 2. Graham, Pamela, Shanika, and also Vera, Shamika. So they all have all Vera. They've all gotten points on here. If your name's not on here, you've done that. Please let us know ASAP. Otherwise, you're not going to be on the spinning wheel. We want to put your name on the spinning wheel. We're going to click it. And if you've got like, as an example, if you're like Jess, she'll have 4 entries on there. But this week, if you sign up a gold, you'll get 2 more points. You sign up a diamond, you get 4 more points. And the points are not points. They're basically entries, but they count towards the trip. So that's why we correlated to that for the actual trip itself. So once again, we said, if you sign up a new gold or sign up a new diamond in the business, you get points towards the Punta Cana and for the Marrakesh, Morocco trip. So hopefully that makes sense. I know we've been talking very fast, but what we're going to be doing from here forward, make sure people know this, we're going to be doing a 30-minute training after the meeting every week. If you can't make it, that's fine. You're going to get a recording of it, but don't be asking me when the recording is going to be. It's going to be on my time when I post it, because if you should be there live. So the reason we're saying that is because people are missing out, because again, I feel bad because we have meetings that we have here in the US that people are obviously sleeping in Europe. So we're going to duplicate that same meeting, but we're going to be having it actually after this meeting every single Monday. So it's gonna be a half an hour, basically going over training, going over stuff like that. And we're probably gonna start having people also share what they're doing as they start accelerating and start growing. So we have people that are gonna be hitting the manager level, director level. When you're at the director level, we wanna hear from you and what you're doing and what you're excited about. So just to give that idea. So we're super excited, obviously, to that my voice rushing me through this, because I thought we made this obvious to a lot of people and we didn't. So next week, we're gonna be doing a training basically for everyone who wants to jump on and stay on, because we wanna make sure that you get trained, but definitely get back with us. And the people you're working with say, I want to do a launch event. I want to do a Zoom event. I want to do an in-person launch event. If you're in the same area as your leaders, they can do it for you. Or we've had people actually just put a pre-recorded meeting on and everybody sit in their living room and they click play and sit there and take notes and nod their head. And then when you're done, you pull out the order form and you say, hey, we'd like for you to get started. And literally that people get started, and you'd be shocked at how many quickly. So Chuck did one this past week. They had 9 people there, 8 people signed up right then and there. They got the other person who's signing up, I think it's signing up today, which is pretty cool. So not bad, 100% sign up, because we're seeing that all the time. So besides that, we're done. So if there's any questions that people have, let me stop recording real quick.